What a crazy 2024 college football season. Some legacies, some traditions aren't that anymore. We are here again. Time for a Change 295 YouTube channel. The creator, Michael K. Wilson, myself, Arion Harris, Ohio State alumni, Ohio State fan, Ohio State everything. Everything. This is looking crazy. I'm looking at the merger. You're looking at situations that happened in 2024. You're looking at let's start out with Boise, Fresno State, Colorado State, Utah, San Diego State joining the Pac-12. We can start there. We can start with Memphis, USF, UTSA, and Tulane to stay in the ACC. You can look at UNLV, Air Force to remain in the Mountain West Conference. You can look at Pac-12 Mountain West lawsuit, which they don't like because they're having some situation going on. We don't even know who's in the Pac-12, but we're looking at USC, UCLA, Oregon, Washington going to the Big Ten, Colorado, Arizona State, Utah going to the Big 12. California and Stanford will be going to the ACC. So who is the two teams that are left in the Pac? Two or
It's
Pac-12.
Washington State, I believe, because I used to have a friend that used to go there. So I think they're called the Cougars or like they got
Washington State Cougars and Oregon State Beavers, right?
yeah, because every time they score they go rah, rah. I like they have like
Mm-hmm.
a noise that comes out and their rivals too. They call it the Dub, like Washington, the University of Washington. They call it the Dub. So they're kind of like, they're rivals. So I used to be friends with this person out there that went to Washington State. But here's my 2 cents. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Floor is yours,
I'm
bro.
not for it. I'm not for this merger. Ultimately, it might work out in 4 years from now because what's gonna happen? The teams that have replaced the other teams that have left, obviously those teams are going to get stronger. But as far as we're talking about legendary status, I feel like the merger it robbed the Pac-12. It robbed the Pac-12. It robbed the the Big 12. You have Texas and Oklahoma. That's the what's it called, a Red River rivalry game. You got two of your headliners, main event programs going to the SEC. I know why they did it because they want to basically keep the SEC as the power conference because they saw the Big Ten was creeping up on the SEC, and you know Michigan beat the SEC last year, so they don't want the Big Ten to conquer the SEC. So it was just a political play, a money move, but I think it robbed other conferences. It took away from the Ohio State Michigan rivalry because now you have Oregon here, so it takes away from that battle. So I think it was a bad mistake. I feel like they should have just did the expansion for the playoffs and made it 12 teams and just left it at that. But all these mergers, I mean, look at the ACC. It's a sad situation. But I feel like I said, 4 years, a decade from now, it probably might make sense. But that's my 2 cents. I'm not for the merger. So
Yeah, the merger is just unfair to some teams. However, you look at the situation where now you're looking at the first season of 12 teams making the playoffs. No specific conference will have an automatic qualifier, maximum number of teams. There will be no maximum number of teams from any one conference. They're going to look at the five highest ranked conference champions that will automatically receive a CPF berth, and the four highest ranked conference title winners will have a bye during the first round. So, say Big Ten champion, let's say ACC champion, SEC, whatever. Those will get the first four highest ranked conference bids. The next 8 teams will be seeds 5 through 12, and the higher seed programs will host. The quarterfinals and semifinals will be made up of the New Year's Six bowls, and the national championship will be played at a neutral site. What do you think of that? Your opinion? I
Um,
think right now for that is it gives teams opportunities to make up the wrong that they did in the regular season. You lose to a big team. Look at Ohio State. They lost to number 3 team. They made one crucial mistake. Should they get punished of not making the national championship? Probably not.
right.
What if they lose tomorrow? That's 5-2. Most likely they'll be the 5 to 12 seed. Who knows? However, I think it's fair that the teams that originally didn't make it, let's play it out. Let's see if you are the best. Let's see if you can create an upset in the tournament. Do I
Right.
think
So
we just gotta see how it plays out.
no,
Mike, your
no,
thoughts?
definitely like the playoff makes sense. Like, I mean, the playoff basically, and last season it was a really crazy situation where Georgia got left out, Ohio State got left out. It was crazy. So I understand they had to kind of like expansion, but as far as the merger, we did a video about the the expansion were we for it. So you guys check that video out. But as far as the merger now, this is something that let's say for example the SEC. I mean, you got this season Alabama's number 6. You know what I mean? Like we've never seen Alabama this low, number 6. You know what I'm saying? Could they still win it all? Hopefully they don't, but like
They got the
possibility.
SEC championship game. They got the
Right.
SEC.
So
You
it's
know,
like what has happened is that you're gonna see like there's not gonna, and I know it's to make everything competitive, but the thing is, let's take Oklahoma for example. Oklahoma is not doing good this year. So
mm,
Oklahoma's in the SEC now. They may not win the SEC for 15 years or 7 years. We may never see Oklahoma uh, get back to their prominence for a long time. Or, we may not see Alabama. You know what I'm saying? It just, we need it's the merger should never happen. And I think everybody agrees with me. It's good for competitive reasons and recruitment and just, competition. And it does make it makes it like a gladiator match, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like you're throwing people to the lions or throwing people to the tigers. It's just too much, man. So I
it's kind
don't
of like basically you left 2 teams in a conference. What are they playing for? Why don't just get those 2 teams out the conference and put them somewhere else and get rid of the conference altogether? Why are we keeping 2 teams in there?
right. So it's
It,
just
it, it, yeah, like you're right. It doesn't make sense. However, they're looking at it as regardless of the conference championships, yeah, it's great and everything, but let's best 12 teams and let's have them duke it out in a Royal Rumble of college football.
right,
Let's have a 12 man, let's have a 12 team gauntlet and see who's the best. You know what I mean?
right,
But I mean, I understand you're concerned about the merger. I think the merger is unfair. Ohio State and Penn State, Michigan have dominated the Big Ten. Oregon comes in now, who's now the changing of the guard.
exactly. So, but you know what though, we're probably gonna do a part 2 to this video um in the near future. I don't know, maybe 2 years from now. So we could kind of see, give everything time to sort itself out, let the chips fall where they may. So, we'll do a part 2 most definitely. I'm gonna write this down on my producer sheet to do part 2. So, but that's the video. Thank you guys for tuning in to it. And, this is my co-host, Aaron, and take us away, Aaron.
It's like what they say every Saturday and Sunday. Any given Saturday, any given Sunday. You never want to let your guard down and protect yourself at all times. I'm out.
Peace.